This is the first time we are actually recognizing Jewish American Heritage Month. And a few weeks ago, we recognized Holocaust Remembrance Day. And we do a number of other celebrations and remembrances, but the three of us, the three Jewish council members, thought it was really important to have this proclamation today, recognizing the increase in hate among the Jewish community. And as we reflect upon the Holocaust and recognize that the hate that was applied to members of the Jewish community were also applied to members of the LGBTQ+ community, Black and brown members of Europe, and also political dissidents. And so here we are celebrating Jewish American Heritage Month, recognize that 10% of Montgomery County's residents are Jewish, but also that an overwhelming proportion of the hate that's been exhibited in our community has been towards the Jewish community. And so we stand in solidarity, saying that we are important members of the community. We have provided so many things throughout history for the United States, and that we all stand in solidarity with all members of our community who just want to be safe. And so that is what today is all about. It's about loving our neighbors, celebrating our heritage, and making sure that we form a more perfect union. And so with that, I'll turn it over to Vice President Friedson.
Thank you so much, Council President Klass. I am really honored to be able to join you, Council President and Councilmember Katz, to recognize for the first time ever at the County Council Jewish American Heritage Month, recognizing that I have had the privilege joining my colleagues to commemorate Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance. We spend so much of our time and our energy in our relationship with the Jewish community, being part of the Jewish community, talking about triumph over tragedies. But it is not the tragedies that define Jewish people. And it's not just what we have withstood and what we have fought against, it's what we have fought for. What we have contributed to society, to this country and so many other countries when we talk about law and philosophy and science and culture. And really today is about that. It's not just about the traditional commemoration as we have done in acknowledging, which we need to acknowledge so that we never forget those darkest chapters of human history, those darkest chapters of Jewish history, but that we take some time as well to celebrate the contributions of the Jewish community, the contributions of culture, and everything that we have to be proud of, everything that we have to stand for, so that we remember why we are standing up against hate, why we were pushing back against anti-Semitism, and why we need to continue to band together to fight against all forms of bigotry, all forms of hatred, and all forms of xenophobia, anti-Semitism, and otherwise that we know is dramatically and unfortunately on the rise. So very proud to be here in this positive light to celebrate all of the contributions. And with that, let me turn it over to Councilmember Katz.
Thank you very much. Notice that I'm between the president and the vice president. What a good day this is, right? As was mentioned, we are celebrating the Heritage Month, and that's so very important. But I would like to highlight three Jewish Americans with ties to Montgomery County. And Jewish American businessman Adolphus Simeon, who was a Sephardic Jew, was a philanthropist and a businessman, and he was an advisor for several residents and an ally to the Jewish community. Upon moving to Washington, D.C., he was elected to the House of Delegates, and in 1881 helped Clara Barton establish the American Red Cross, whose original home was located in Glen Echo. The next person we should mention is in 1913, Julius Rosenwald, the son of Jewish German immigrants, was a successful entrepreneur, Sears, in Chicago. In 1908, after the 3-day deadly race riots in his hometown of Springfield, Illinois, he partnered with Booker T. Washington, a trustee of the Tuskegee Institute, and provided funding for thousands of schools to be built for African American students in 15 states, one of which is including Montgomery County's own Rosenwald School, located in Poolsville on Jerusalem Road, and the Ag Reserve. The last person I'm going to mention is Jonas Salk. He was born to Russian Jewish immigrants in New York City. He became a virologist and medical researcher who conducted research out of the barn on the Casey Community Center. Next, on 355 in Gaithersburg, he had Mr. Casey, who I knew Mr. Casey. Actually, the story goes that Mr. Casey had worked for Franklin Delano Roosevelt's administration. And of course, polio was very important to Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And the story goes that the president called Mr. Casey one day and says, there's a doctor in NIH that's working on a vaccine. They have no space for him. Do you have anything? And Mr. Casey said, I have a barn in Gaithersburg. And that's where it was developed, in that barn. And it was in the mid-50s. We stand together. There are people throughout the world, but we stand together right here in Montgomery County, thanking each and every one who has come forward to help our community, to combat anti-Semitism in our county, including our schools. I see many teachers, and build solidarity against anti-Semitism and all forms of hate. My colleagues have heard me say many more times than they care to, I guess, that I am someone who sincerely believes a community is a family, and our family stands together to be strong. Thank you very much.
Always a good history lesson from Councilmember Katz. What we'd like to do now is just let everybody introduce themselves and share a message if appropriate.
I'm very glad to be here today and see the county recognize Jewish American Heritage Month. I work hard in the community, working with people and sharing what anti-Semitism is and how to recognize it and how to stop it. So I'm so thrilled to be sharing the joy and the celebration of being Jewish in Montgomery County. Oh, and my name is Sue Stolov, and I live in Bethesda and have 2 kids. Thank you.
I am Meredith Weisel. I'm the regional director for ADL, the Anti-Defamation League's regional office, but I'm also a very proud resident of Montgomery County up in the Gaithersburg area. And what's wonderful about today is we tend to talk a lot about the negative and all the rise in anti-Semitism and other forms of hate and extremism. This is a day to celebrate about Jewish American heritage and about all the wonderful things, the history lesson, thank you, Councilmember Katz, and all the wonderful things that we really are contributing and that we are just a wonderful community here. And I'm really proud to live in a community that recognizes how important that is. So thank you.
I'm Debbie Ezrin. I am the Executive Director of Temple Beth Ami in Rockville, and I am a proud resident of the greatest city in the world, Gaithersburg. Our congregation is home to, I actually just ran a report this morning, more than 3,000 children and adults from throughout Montgomery County are officially part of our Temple Beth Ami community. And so on behalf of all of them, I want to say thank you for the recognition by the council that celebrates Jewish families and community, that embraces the diversity of our community, and that continues to fund the very important security grants that are really important to all of us serving the Jewish community. The world is full of a lot of hate, but there's a lot of love in Montgomery County, so thank you for your leadership and for having this day.
I'm Cantor Larry Eschler. I'm the cantor at Temple Beth Ami in Rockville. And we have a saying that in Judaism that life is a very narrow bridge, but not make yourself afraid. A lot of people say don't be afraid, but it's a reflexive verb that says don't make yourself afraid. So the work is hard and we go forward with it, but the idea is to know that we're surrounded with each other and that with each other we can make anything go forward. So thank you.
My name is Mark Cohen. I'm the principal at Seneca Valley High School in Germantown. Very proud to serve as a leader in the Montgomery County Jewish Educators Alliance, where we stand by and support students and staff in our community, most recently as we address issues of hate in our community. And I'll simply share that as a people, we're a people of action. We believe that we need to take steps to repair the world. And I'm really proud of the fact that this organization has stepped forward under Andrew's leadership to do just that. And so I'll turn it over to Andrew.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Andrew Winter. I'm the principal at Ritchie Park Elementary School and one of the founders of Montgomery County Jewish Educators Alliance. I started the organization back in January after the unfortunate events that were happening in our schools, and really wanted to see how we could be proactive in trying to address things and not always reactionary, and also look at opportunities for educational opportunities within the schools, age appropriate, of course, for Holocaust education and so forth. So it's been a whirlwind of 5 months, and we're delighted that we were invited here. So we thank you, all the council, I should say, and just want to make a difference and support our students and staffs in our schools and the community as a whole.
I'm Linda Rosenzweig. I'm president of AJC Washington Region. I'm also a grandchild and child of Holocaust survivors, and I've lost many members of my family in the Holocaust. AJC, in addition to, I'm fortunate enough to work with Sue Stoloff in doing the anti-Semitism training, but as we're so proud that Montgomery County here is stepping up and is among the government entities that is recognizing Jewish American Heritage Month and helping us celebrate the contributions that Jews have made to American fabric of society.
I'm Rabbi Michael Safra from B'nai Israel Congregation. We call it Rockville, but I guess it's technically Montgomery County unincorporated. But glad to be here. The message I gave to our congregation this Saturday in honor of Jewish American Heritage Month is very similar to what we heard from our council members, that this is a month to celebrate the contributions that Jewish people have made and continue to make to the society, to the betterment of our society, in line with their Jewish values. So thank you for honoring this month with us.
Hi, I'm Linda Lipson. I'm a new ADL regional board member, and I'm also a member of Congregation Bethel and have had 2 children who graduated from Walt Whitman High School. So I'm thrilled to be here. I'm excited that you are giving recognition to Jewish Americans and what we've done. It was great to hear about Jonas Salk, who is actually a distant relative. So I will share that with my family, and I thank the County Council for giving recognition and joining in the fight against anti-Semitism.
Hi, I'm Deborah Miller, the Director of Government and Community Relations for the JCRC of Greater Washington, and it is a privilege to be here today and to hear about the history, some of it I didn't know, and also to be history making along with the council. I'm grateful for the work that they do to support not only the Jewish community, but all faith communities and all people who live here trying to thrive and lead a rich and fulfilling life. So I'm grateful for the council members who provide security grants for all communities.
Hi, my name is Ariel Schwartz. I serve as a political coalitions director at the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, and I focus on educating leaders in the community about the U.S.-Israel relationship. And I just wanted to thank everyone up here, everyone in the audience, the elected body, for doing the work to move this community and this country forward. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Gary Pokris. I'm the senior rabbi at Temple Beth Ami here in Rockville, and also a proud member of the board of the JCRC. It seems to me that for most Americans who are not Jewish, when we think of Jews, the first thing that comes to mind is anti-Semitism, and that this has been the narrative that's been repeated over and over and over again. And what I love about this moment right here is that it's about the opposite of that. Because I don't spend my whole day thinking about anti-Semitism. I spend most of my day thinking about how to be a good person and follow what the teachings of my tradition teach me to do. And to be able to be here in this space right now with the support of the council and bringing this to the larger community means the world to me personally, and I can say for sure to our community as well. So thank you to the council for being out front on this. It matters, and for all of your support. And we are so glad to be part of the greater Montgomery County community.
Hi, I'm Mimi Schultz. This is my husband, Bob Schultz.
Hi.
4 years ago, we moved here from Nassau County, Long Island. And it was hard to leave our friends and family there and the Jewish community that we were very involved with there. But there's a little song, I believe it's Debbie Friedman, "Wherever you go, there's always someone Jewish." And we have been embraced by the Jewish community here. We live at Leisure World. We're very involved with the Jewish residents of Leisure World. And the motivation for moving here is our daughter and her husband and our grandchildren who are part of Kehilat Pardes Synagogue in Aspen Hill. And we feel very glad that we made the decision to come to Montgomery County for a lot of reasons. And one of them is the strength of the Jewish community and the diversity and just all the awareness about people from different cultures, different faiths. So thank you for the proclamation today. Okay?
Can I say something? We don't have the resume that all of you people have, but we've been here 4 years, as my wife said, and we've become part of the community, and we're active in the Bender JCC, and our daughter is a school teacher, special ed teacher in Montgomery County, and a graduate of the University of Maryland. So we're transplanted New Yorkers, proud to be Marylanders now.
Well, fantastic. Thank you, everybody. And as a Nassau County native myself, I love living in this neighborhood, right? So with that, we're going to read this proclamation. If I can get the microphone in. There we go. I'll kick us off. The County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland proclamation. Whereas celebrating Heritage Months gives us an opportunity to learn about one another as we honor the richness of our diverse nation and strengthen the fabric of American society. And
whereas Jewish American Heritage Month originated in 1980 when Congress passed a resolution which authorized and requested the President to issue a proclamation designated April 21st to 28, 1980 as Jewish Heritage Week. Since 2007, every U.S. president has issued proclamation for Jewish American Heritage Month, encouraging all Americans to learn about Jewish heritage and contributions to the United States. And
whereas the American Jewish community dates back to 1654, when a group of 23 Jews fleeing persecution at the hands of the Portuguese Inquisition in Brazil found refuge in New Amsterdam, now part of New York City. From that small group, the American Jewish community has grown to over 6 million, representing approximately 2% of the American population today. And
whereas over the past 369 years, Jewish Americans have given to their communities and to this nation as loyal and patriotic citizens. They have proudly served in uniform, in elected office, and on our nation's highest courts. Jewish Americans have made enormous contributions to Americans' culture, scientific, artistic, and intellectual life, and have marched, petitioned, and boarded buses to demand civil rights and political rights for all. From women's rights to voting rights to workers' rights, American Jews have always pushed the United States to live up to its promise as a nation that upholds freedom and justice for all. And
Whereas Montgomery County has the largest Jewish population in the state of Maryland, accounting for 45% of Maryland Jews. According to the Berman Jewish Data Bank, Montgomery County has a Jewish population of 105,400, approximately 10% of the county's population. The Washington metropolitan area, with 295,000 Jews, has become the third largest Jewish population of a metropolitan area in the United States of America. And
whereas now American Jews are feeling vulnerable amidst a rise in anti-Semitism, the American Jewish Committee State of Anti-Semitism in America 2022 report revealed that 89% of Jewish respondents believed anti-Semitism is a problem in the United States, with 4 in 10 American Jews stating that they have changed their behavior in at least one way out of fear of anti-Semitism. Sadly, we have seen a rise in anti-Semitism in Montgomery County as well, and
whereas the strength of a society can be measured by how they protect their minority populations and celebrate their contributions, it is altogether fitting for the U.S. to once again mark May as Jewish American Heritage Month. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland proclaims May 2023 as Jewish American Heritage Month. And be it further resolved that all residents are urged to learn more about the heritage and contributions of Jewish Americans and to observe this month with the appropriate programs, activities, and ceremonies. Signed by all 3 of us today. Thank you all. Thank you.